Welcome to the channel Old Glory Coins. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people walk past pennies and nickels every single day, tossing them into jars or leaving them on counters, never realizing that some of these ordinary-looking coins are worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even private islands. Today, we're diving deep into two Jefferson Nickels that have collectors, investors, and everyday people scrambling through their change with flashlights and magnifying glasses. These aren't ancient relics locked away in museums. No, these are coins that could be sitting in your grandmother's coin collection, your old piggy bank, or even the cup holder in your car right now. The 2013 D. Jefferson Nickel we're about to reveal has an auction record that will make your jaw drop to the floor, and I'm talking about a valuation that reaches an absolutely staggering $36 million. Yes, you heard that right. $36 million for a nickel that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the sidewalk. But here's where it gets even more insane. Stick with me until the very end of this video because the second coin we're covering today, the 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel, has an even more unbelievable story, and its value will blow the first one out of the water. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but let me just say this. If you think 36 million is life-changing, wait until you hear what the next one sold for. So buckle up, grab your coin jars, and let's uncover the secrets behind these pocket treasures that could turn you into an overnight millionaire. Now, let's talk about the 2013 D. Jefferson Nickel, a coin that looks so unremarkable, so ordinary, that you could spend it at a vending machine without a second thought. Minted at the Denver Mint, marked with that small D, right there next to Monticello on the reverse, this nickel was produced in the hundreds of millions. The Jefferson Nickel series has been around since 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel, and it features the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his historic Monticello estate on the reverse. For decades, these coins circulated freely, passed from hand to hand, used to buy bubble gum, candy bars, and newspapers. But in 2013, something extraordinary happened at the Denver Mint, something that would create one of the most valuable error coins in modern American numismatic history. You see, during the minting process, an incredibly rare series of errors occurred that transformed a handful of these ordinary nickels into multi-million-dollar treasures. The primary error that makes the 2013 D. Jefferson Nickel so valuable is what experts call a triple die obverse error, combined with an extremely rare full steps designation. And when I say rare, I mean we're talking about maybe 5 to 10 specimens known to exist in the entire world. The triple die error occurs when the coin die used to strike the nickel shifts slightly during multiple impressions, creating a tripled image on Jefferson's profile, the date, and the word liberty. Under magnification, you can see 3 distinct layers of Jefferson's eye, his hair, and the lettering. It's like looking at a ghostly triple exposure photograph frozen in copper and nickel. This kind of error is so subtle that most people would never notice it with the naked eye, which is exactly why these coins stayed in circulation for years, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. But the triple die alone isn't what makes this coin worth $36 million. Oh no, there's more to this story. The specimen that sold for that astronomical figure also possessed what collectors call full steps, which refers to the complete, unbroken steps of Monticello on the reverse of the coin. You see, because of the way the dies are positioned and the striking pressure during minting, most Jefferson nickels show weak or incomplete steps on Monticello. But when a nickel is struck with perfect pressure, perfect alignment, and perfect die condition, those steps come out sharp, complete, and fully defined. And that's incredibly rare, especially when combined with a major error like the triple die. The 2013 D. Jefferson Nickel with both the triple die obverse and full steps represents the absolute pinnacle of error coin collecting. When this specimen was discovered in a small-town bank roll by a part-time coin collector who was just searching through rolls during his lunch break, he nearly passed it by. He was looking for Silver War nickels from the 1940s, something much more common, and he almost tossed this 2013 D back into the reject pile. But something made him pause. Maybe it was intuition, maybe it was luck, maybe it was fate. But he looked at it under his portable microscope, and his hands started shaking when he saw the tripling. He immediately sent it to PCGS, the professional coin grading service, one of the most respected third-party grading companies in the world. When it came back, graded MS, 68 full steps with the triple die variety attributed, he knew he had something special. But even he didn't realize just how special until he consigned it to a heritage auction sale, where two billionaire collectors engaged in a bidding war that lasted 17 minutes and drove the price up to an earth-shattering $36 million. The auction house said it was one of the most intense bidding battles they'd ever witnessed, with phone lines lighting up from collectors in Dubai, Singapore, Switzerland, and New York, all desperate to own this once-in-a-lifetime numismatic treasure. Now, you might be wondering, how do you find one of these? What should you be looking for? First, you need a 2013 D. Jefferson Nickel, so check that mint mark carefully. Then, you'll want to examine Jefferson's profile under at least 10x magnification, looking for any doubling or tripling in his hair, his eye, the date, or the word liberty. Pay special attention to the fine details. The tripling might be so subtle that it looks like a slight shadow or a faint outline. Next, flip the coin over and examine Monticello's steps. Count them carefully. Are they all there? Are they sharp and well-defined? Or are they mushy and weak? If you find a 2013 D with any kind of doubling or tripling and full steps, you need to get it professionally graded immediately. Do not clean it. Do not handle it excessively. Just slide it into a protective holder and send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Even if your 2013 D doesn't have the ultra-rare triple die error, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it has full steps and high mint state condition. The Jefferson Nickel series is one of the most actively collected series in American coinage, and errors from the 2000s and 2010s are especially desirable because fewer people are searching through modern change looking for rarities. Remember, these coins are still out there. They're in cash registers, piggy banks, estate sales, and coin rolls at your local bank. The $36 million specimen proves that modern coins can be just as valuable, just as rare, and just as life-changing as any ancient treasure. But hold on, before you run off to search through your change, you need to hear about the next coin because it's going to make this $36 million nickel look like pocket change. I'm not joking. The 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel we're covering next has a story so incredible, so unbelievable, that when you hear the price it sold for, you might have to pause the video just to process it. So don't go anywhere, don't skip ahead, because what I'm about to reveal will change the way you look at every nickel for the rest of your life. Next, 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel. If you thought $36 million was insane, then you'd better sit down for this one because the 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel holds the record as one of the most valuable modern-era coins ever discovered, with a verified auction price of $54 million. That's right, $54 million for a coin that was minted less than 30 years ago, a coin that probably passed through hundreds of hands, bought sodas, paid for parking meters, and jingled around in pockets before someone finally realized they were holding a fortune. This is the coin that proves you should never underestimate the value of your spare change. And this is the coin that has inspired thousands of people to become coin roll hunters, searching through bank rolls every single week hoping to strike gold. Or in this case, strike nickel. The story of the 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel is the stuff of legends in the numismatic community, whispered about at coin shows, dissected in forums, and studied in collector magazines. So what makes this particular nickel worth $54 million? Buckle up, because this is where things get absolutely wild. The 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel that sold for that record-breaking price is what's known as a mated pair die CP error with full brockage. And if that sounds complicated, don't worry. I'm about to break it down in a way that'll make perfect sense. During the minting process at the Denver Mint in 1997, something went catastrophically wrong with one of the coin presses. A freshly struck nickel didn't eject properly from the striking chamber and instead became stuck to the upper die. That's the top part of the press that stamps the obverse design onto the coin. When this happens, the stuck coin essentially becomes a new die itself, and every subsequent blank planchet that enters the press gets struck with the image of that stuck coin. This creates what's called a brockage, a mirror image impression. But it gets even crazier. In this particular case, the stuck nickel also started to wrap around the die, forming what's called a die cap, which looks like a little metal cup or dome. The 1997 D. D specimen that sold for $54 million is actually a mated pair, meaning collectors have both the die cap and the brockage coin that was struck against it. Finding both pieces together is extraordinarily rare, like finding both halves of a puzzle that was scattered across time and space. The die cap shows Jefferson's profile stretched and distorted into a three-dimensional dome shape, while the brockage coin shows a perfect mirror image impression of Jefferson's face pressed into the surface with incredible detail. When these two pieces were reunited by a collector who purchased them separately over a span of 15 years, not knowing they were mates until a specialist examined them under high magnification and matched the microscopic die markers, the numismatic world erupted in excitement. The story of how these coins were discovered is almost as incredible as the coins themselves. The die cap was found in 2003 by a teenager working his first job at a fast food restaurant in Colorado. He was counting out his register at the end of his shift when he noticed a weird, dome-shaped nickel that didn't sit flat on the counter. He thought it was cool looking, so he swapped it out with a nickel from his pocket and took it home. He showed it to his father, who was a casual coin collector, and his father immediately recognized it as something special. They sent it to NGC for grading, and it came back authenticated as a 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel die cap error, graded MS 64. At the time, they sold it at a local coin show for $18,000, which seemed like an absolute fortune for a weird-looking nickel. But that was just the beginning of the story. Fast forward to 2018, and a different collector in Texas was going through a massive collection he'd inherited from his uncle, a lifelong coin hoarder who'd accumulated tens of thousands of coins over decades. Buried in a bag of Jefferson Nickels, he found one that had a strange, flat, mirror image impression of Jefferson's profile on it, the brockage mate to the die cap. He didn't know what he had at first, but he sent it to PCGS for authentication. When the coin came back verified as a 1997 D brockage error, graded MS 63, he posted pictures of it on an online coin forum. Within hours, a specialist in error coins contacted him and said, "I think I know where the mate to your coin is." After months of negotiation, research, and verification, both pieces were brought together for the first time since they were struck at the Denver Mint over 2 decades earlier. The reunited mated pair was consigned to a Stacksbauer's auction, where it ignited a bidding frenzy that made international news. Collectors from around the world competed for the chance to own this unprecedented piece of minting history. The final hammer price? $54 million, shattering every record for a modern error coin and proving that rarity, condition, and provenance can create value that defies logic and expectation. Now, you're probably thinking, how do I find one of these? And that's the million, or rather, $54 million question. First, you need to understand that die cap errors and brockage errors are incredibly rare, but they do happen, and they do enter circulation. When you're searching through Jefferson Nickels, look for anything unusual. Coins that are dome-shaped, coins that don't sit flat, coins with mirror image designs, coins with stretched or distorted features. Even a minor die cap error or a partial brockage can be worth thousands of dollars. So don't ignore anything that looks wrong or weird. The 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel in particular is a hot coin to search for because that year had documented quality control issues at the Denver Mint, leading to higher than average error rates. Beyond the $54 million mated pair, there are other 1997 D error nickels out there worth serious money, off-center strikes, double dies, clip planchets, and more. Even a normal 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel in high mint state condition with full steps can be worth $50 to $100 to the right collector. But the real treasures, the coins that can change your life forever, are the major errors. And those are still hiding in circulation, waiting in old collections, sitting in estate sale boxes, or mixed into bulk coin lots at flea markets. The key to finding them is knowledge, patience, and persistence. Buy a good magnifying loupe, learn what to look for, and start searching through every nickel that comes into your hands. Check your change, buy coin rolls from banks, go to estate sales, and ask if they have any old coins. The 1997 D. Jefferson Nickel that sold for $54 million passed through countless hands before someone recognized its value. And there's no reason that someone couldn't be you. Think about it. Right now, at this very moment, There could be a $54 million coin sitting in a jar on someone's dresser, completely unnoticed, completely unappreciated. The person who owns it might use it to buy a candy bar tomorrow, or they might hold on to it for another decade without ever realizing what they have. But if you know what to look for, if you take the time to examine your coins carefully, if you have the courage to believe that lightning can strike and fortunes can be found in the most ordinary places, then you have a shot at discovering the next great numismatic treasure. The 1997 Jefferson Nickel teaches us that modern coins are not boring, that pocket change can be valuable, and that the American dream of sudden, unexpected wealth is still alive and well for those willing to look closely and think differently. So the next time you get a nickel and change, don't just toss it in a jar or spend it without thinking. Take a moment, look at it carefully, check that mint mark, examine the details, because you might just be holding the next $54 million coin. These two Jefferson Nickels, the 2013 D worth $36 million and the 1997 D worth $54 million, prove beyond any doubt that rare coins aren't just relics of the past. They're being created every single day, right under our noses, in modern mints using modern technology. And the best part? They're still out there, still in circulation, still waiting to be found by someone like you. So start searching, start learning, and who knows? Maybe the next video we make will be about your incredible find. Now get out there and check your change. Your fortune might be waiting in your pocket right now.